Hello everyone, welcome to my first deck profile. This is Neko Brando speaking, bringing you a Royal Knight deck profile. So, I've been playing Royal Knight for a bit now, since BT13 and even before on tabletop. I quite liked this deck. It's very gimmicky, with the egg right there, Yggdrasil, but I feel like this deck is not like very meta. It is meta, of course, but it's more like a tier 1.5 and tier 1. Like, if you face Shangrimon, you're like, automatically lose. So, let's get to the deck profile, shall we? So, first card is King Drosel, so bear with me, this is my first deck profile. So, I might be a bit more long than other people that do the profiles because I'm a bit new to this. So, alright, let's just do it. No more talking. So, we have Yggdrasil. His effect is Digimon cannot digivolve, that's fair. When Royal Knight will be played, reduce the cost by 4. Then, for every source under him, you reduce by 1. So, if you have 8 sources under him, you can reduce by 14, my bad? No, 12. Math is hard. And then you, like, at the start of the main phase, you just absorb all of your Royal Knights right there. It's like the best card in the deck. If this wasn't the card that was used for the egg, the deck just couldn't be played, and everyone agrees on that. I feel like you don't run another egg. I see people running Mother the Reaper as another egg. I don't like it because if you just hatch and Mother the Reaper on your first turn, you automatically lose because you lose like 3 turns, 4 turns. The next card I want to bring out is this one, Blanc. On play, trash 2, trash 1, draw 2. And she has decoy for the Royal Knights that are red or black. She's a good card. I feel like she's definitely a good 2 of. Compared to others, I play a lot of Sister Mons in my build. I just like the draw power that they give, and I play a lot of less Royal Knights. And she's just a basically trash 1, draw 2 for 3. She's very good. And on your Omniman turn, she can have Rush with Genku, but I'm gonna explain that more on later. So next card is Omekaman. On play, draw 1, and on deletion, I can place a Royal Knight under Yggdrasil. It's a definitely 4-out, even though it always has jamming, even like Ice on Scary mode. It's sad when he has it, but it's just kind of the card. It's good. Definitely 4-out. And when you get deleted by Shine, you get to place a Royal Knight. It's very good. Next is Summon CL. On play, reveal top 3 cards in your deck. Add 1 card with Akman or Royal Knight. You don't play any Akman in this deck, so it's only Royal Knight. And all of your Digimon with Royal Knight in their trade game reboot. So if you don't finish the game with your Royal Knights, when you bring out Omnimon, it happens a lot, weirdly. You have reboot and you have blocker with Loparmon. She's a good card. She's a very good card. I like her at 2. Next, you play 4 Magellan. Well, technically 5, but we'll go on this one first. Basically, this one is a blocker. You play him for 7, and on for 3 on your first turn. When he would leave the play, Battle Area, even with Yggdrasil, you draw 1. Then you can play Vimon, but that's not very nice. So, my reason on why playing him at 4 and 5 is because he's a blocker on 3, that costs 3 minimum. And he's just a 7k blocker that lets you draw 1, and like with your next cards you're gonna be able to just recycle in and draw more cards. Then you play 1 Magnamon. I can see why people wouldn't running him, but I like the fact that I can have 5 3 cost on my first turn. It's just good. This one's way worse than the other one, but I still like playing him because he's still the same thing, but he doesn't get a draw 1. Okay, for the spice. We play 1 Jesmon BT6. People don't play him because they play usually 3 of this Jesmon. I like this one because I have a lot of Sister Mons on my and on my Omni turn I can just bring in more another Sister Mon and just have another attack. And I have Piercing and plus 3k, so in my opinion it's pretty good. And it's not once per turn, so if I can unsuspend him, I don't think I can in this deck. I never unsuspended. He's definitely 1 of, but if you don't want to play him, you can easily play 1 other Jesmon. So that's bring us to the other Justmon. Unplay when Droving. You'll never win Droving in this deck, so I'll skip on the Droving effects. Unplay choose any number of your opponent's Digimon, so their total DP is 6,000, and delete them. For each of your other Digimon, add 2,000 to the maximum this DP deletion can delete. So basically, if you have like 3 Digimons with him, and like or a Sistermon and a Genku, you bring the Sistermon, you bring the Genku brings Jesmon, and Jesmon can delete up to 10k, which is pretty good. And not only one Digimon, he can delete up to 10k, so like, one Digimon with 7k and the other one with 3k. It's very good. And altern for each of your other Digimon with Sistermon in its name or the Ronite trait, all of your Digimon gain plus 1k DP. It's very good for the offense if they have big blockers, or if you're on your Omni turn and you don't pass the turn, you have like 20k blockers that they cannot get rid of. Okay, so for my favorite card in the deck, I'll play 3 Genkumon. Genkumon is crazy. I'll play without paying the cost. You may play 1 card with Sistermon and its name from your trash. That will never happen unless you're on your Omni turn. Or 1 Digimon card with the Ronite trait from the Digimon card in your breeding area. This event cannot play Genkumon or Omnimon. So it's very good. Hey, sorry, I had to do a small cut. So we're back. So we're at Genkumon. Genkumon is very good because you can just play Ronite for free under your Yggdrasil. He gets his own play, so Justmon can delete, Genkumon can delete, all 4s can strip sources. He's a definitely 3 of, in my opinion. You don't play him at 4 because he's very, very expensive. But he can play more bodies and he can just do more deletion on his own. And he's a big 13k blocker, so in my opinion, you play 3, no less. Next, you play 3 Genkumons. Genkumon has Rush. When you play this card from their hand, if you have no Digimon, reduce the play cost by 2 for every 5 total cards in both players' trash. Having Rush itself is just good. And on play, when attacking, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 6k DP or less. If no Digimon was deleted by this effect, delete one of their Digimon with 13k DP or more. This has to be one of the best removals in the deck. I played 3. Some people play 2 and 1 Red Gauntmon. I don't play the Red Gauntmon because I play 1 Jesmon. I think Jesmon is better in my opinion. Yes, you have less removal, but you can do more digging in your deck. In my opinion, it's better because you always try to find your omnis. So yeah, Gauntmon is a definite 3 of. Next, we have all 4's Digimon. On play, for each of your Digimon with the Ronite trait and each of your blue tamers, try to top 2 Digimon card of one of your opponent's Digimon. When you play Digimon with the Ronite trait or blue tamer, return one of your opponent's Digimon with no Digimon card to the hand. Fun fact: all 4 sees itself. I've had some people say he doesn't see himself. He sees himself. He's just that good. So when you play him, if they have like a level 5 or a level 4, you strip 2 source and then you bounce it back to the hand. If you have 2 Ronite, when you play him, you strip 6 and then you just remove 1 card. It's an instant card. Some people play at 3. At 3, I find it's way too... I don't like it at 3. I like it at 2 because I always see it when I want to, and it's not my best removal in the deck. I'm more into DP deletion based effects, or like with Craniumon blocking. All 4 is definitely 2 of. Sometimes I want to see 3, but most of the time I want to see 2. Next, we have another very good card in the deck. We have Leopardmon. So when drawing our main, you may play 1 green Digimon or 1 Ronite trait from your hand for the cost. When it would be played by this effect, reduce the cost by 4. So with your Leopardmon, you reduce by 4, and then you can reduce with Yggdrasil for the 4. So you reduce by 8 already. And for every source under Yggdrasil, you reduce by 1. So let's say you have Leopardmon, you play him with the option, I'll attack later. You play this, you can use the effect to play, let's see, with Genkumon. You play Genku, you can do the reduce the illusion cost, then Genku can play let's say, Gauntmon. He has Rush, you can attack, you have lots of shit, and his other effect is very good. Like, best effect in the deck for me. When you play another Digimon, all of your green Digimon and or Royal Knight trait Digimon gain blocker until the end of your opponent's turn. So each time you play Royal Knight, if he's on the field, they all gain blocker. That's insanely good. And if you combine it with Magnamon, you can reduce it by 4, for 3, and then you just have blocker. All of your Digimon get blocker, even the Sistermons. I feel no. Do they get blocker? They don't get blocker. Okay. So all of these except those 3 get blocker. It's very good. Next we have 3 copies of Alphamon. I like him because he lets me just buy another turn, and I can swing with him on the next turn, because when an effect would remove this Digimon from the battle area by returning 1 card with the X in its body or Royal Knight trait from this Digimon Dilution card, prevent that removal. So Yggdrasil can try to get him, but Alphamon won't. And his effect is on play by placing 1 Digimon card with the X in its body or Royal Knight traits. All of your opponent's Digimon play cost 10 or higher can't attack the player until the end of their turn. So he's just a big disabler of attacks for 10 costs and higher. So he disables Shine Greymon Burst Mode, Shine Greymon, Wargrey. He disables a lot of shit. Definitely 3 of in my opinion, because you want to see him for a defensive option. Next, we have Craniamon. I play him as a 3 of. He's a blocker on play until the end of your opponent's next turn. This Digimon isn't affected by the effect of your opponent's Digimon. So he's not affected by Blue Flare, he's not affected by Shine Greymon for the effects of the Digimons, not affected by removal of like Mirage, Blue Flare, Shine, Alpha, Jesmon, not affected by this. And at the end of the opponent's turn, choose one of your opponent's Digimon that can attack. So if he just played a rookie, you cannot remove the rookie. Your opponent attacks with the chosen Digimon. He's a definite 3 of in my opinion, because in the Blue Flare matchup he's the MVP, I feel like. And a lot of players in my area play Blue Flare. Blue Flare has to be it at some point. This deck has beyond for too much. Oh, okay. Stop printing about Blue Flare. He's just good. Sometimes I want to see him as a 4 of. Some people play the OG Craniamon that has blocker on his own, and other Digimon that have blocker are unaffected. But I like the removal of him. He's just very good. Next, you have 1 Kentorosmon. If I had to cut 1 Royal Knight from the deck, it would be him. On play, if there are 6 or fewer cards in both players' security stack in total, gain 3 memory. So you basically play him for 10 if you have 6 or less security both. Then, reveal 1 card in your hand. If it's yellow, place it on top of your security stack face down. If it's not, return it to the hand. So it's a pseudo recovery +1 with Magnamon. And when attacking once per turn by trashing the top card of your security stack, unsuspend this Digimon and one of your opponent's Digimon get -7k for the turn. I feel like he's good, but in all my games of Raw Knight, I didn't use him at all. So if I would cut 1, I would cut him. Next, we have the Searcher of the deck, Dynasmon. So on turn 1, he's 5 cost, which is pretty good for a real top 4. And then you can recur him with other cards. So on play, reveal top 4 cards of your deck. Add 2 cards with the Lucemon in their name or the Raw Knight trait among them to the hand. Trash the rest. Spoilers, we don't play any Lucemon in this deck, that's a given. But I can't wait for Lucemon support with this guy. So he basically gets everything in the deck except the Sistermons and the Omegamon. Unlike 1 tamer here. He gets everything. He even gets the option, which is pretty fucking good. And your turn, when you play another Digimon with the Lucemon in its name or the Royal Knight trait, all of your opponents will 4 lower Digimon. This shit is insane. Like, on your Omni turn, you delete everything. Like, if they have a Bloom Lord, you delete everything. It's pretty great. Next, we have Lord Nightmon. I play him as a 1-of, but if I would play 2, I would remove 1 Kentorosmon. But I just like having all 13 of the Raw Knights in the deck. So, Lord Nightmon. You may return 1 card with the Lucemon in its name or the Raw Knight trait from your trash to your hand. It's good. When you have no Omnis in your hand and you have 1 in trash, it's very, very good. But I feel like you only play 1 or 2 of because it's okay-ish. His next effect is great on your omni turn. When an opponent's Digimon attack, gain 1 memory for each of your Digimon with the Raw Knight trait. It's basically auto win when you play Omnimon, but if you don't win, like, you get no more effects, like you have 3 Raw Knights, you gain 3 memory each time they attack, and they're basically blockers with Lorpaimon. Next, we play one of Examon. So you'll never do the Windroving effect except if you DNA, which did happen. You may place 1 green. Also, this will be on the turn Omni comes because Digimon cannot evolve. You may place 1 green or blue Digimon with the Dramon in its name from your hand under this Digimon as its bottom Digimon card. When DNA Digivolving, you may play 1 green or blue Digimon card with the Dramon in its name and 12k DP or less from your hand without paying cost. So, he can play All Force. He's pretty great. He's basically a third copy of All Force, but better. All turns. This is the effect of. This is why I play the EX3 Examon and not the BT13 one. If you don't have the X3 one, it's okay. You can play the BT13 one, but the X3 is so much better. All turns once per turn. When this Digimon becomes suspended, unsuspend it, and suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. He's in removal at 15k. That's just it. He's in removal at 13k. At 15k that can attack 2 times. He's insane. Like, if... Like, same thing. I think I will play 2 of him instead of 2 of him if I will remove Kentorosmon. But I'll have to find another one. But this one's just insanely good. I was sleeping on this card before my first match with it. Next we have, of course, 4 copies of Omnimon. He's the main card of the deck. On play, you may delete one of your opponent's Digimon. This can come up. You can play an Omnimon and very early Omnimon to delete a stack. And then play another Omnimon next turn. Or play one of each of a card with the Raw Knight trait and different name from the distribution card of your Digimon in the breeding area without paying the cost. So basically you play this for free or like for 1 or 2. You delete Yggdrasil and you play Magna, Jessamon, Genku, Gallant, Dynasmon, and all of their effects stacks. So All Force, he sees like a lot of Raw Knights be played, he trashes everything and then bounces something. Genku can play a sister. Dynasmon deletes all level 4. This gives blocker to everything. It's very, very good. Like, if this card didn't exist, the deck couldn't be played at all. It's insane. Definitely 4 of, you can't play less of this card. Everything can be played less if you like it or not. But this is a definite 4 of and is the hard card of the deck. Sad that it is a secret though. Next, my favorite card in the deck, Raw Knight of the Purge, or Purge of the Raw Knights. Main, draw 1, then you may place 1 card with from your hand at the bottom distribution card of one of your King Dressel, the breeding area, then place this card in battle area. So, Yggdrasil is another effect I didn't say for now. When an option card with the Raw Knight trait is placed in the battle area, gain 1 memory. The reason I don't play the GX variant is because this cannot gain memory with the second meta card. A lot of people thought it could, but it cannot. So it's basically all of the delay cards can gain memory. I'll play 4 of it because it's too good, and then delay. Play one of your Raw Knights from the distribution card of one of your Digimon in the breeding area without paying the cost. It's very good. Unplay effects of your Digimon play by this effect, don't activate, and they gain rush. So your best targets for this is Examon, Lorpaimon, Gallantmon, and Jessamon here. That's another reason why I play Jessamon, because he gains rush and he doesn't have any on play. Lots of people can play Gallantmon at BT12 that has raid and delete something. I don't like it. I feel it's too slow and Examon does a better job at it. Next, for the final card of the deck, we have Marcus Daemon. So I return if you have 2 of your memories, so it's the 3, so it's a memory tamer. I'll play Suspend this tamer, and when this tamer becomes suspended, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 3k for the turn. So the worst enemies of this deck are like Gazimons, Solarmons, things like that cannot let us reduce the memory cost when we play the cards. So people play either Marcus or Porcupamon, that's on play delete level 3 and on deletion delete level 3. But I like having the memory, and I can place it with Kentorosmon. And if it's in security, it's a memory tamer for free. It's honestly pretty good. I was sleeping on this card, and it's really good. So that should wrap the deck profile. If I had some changes to do, I would remove the Kentorosmon for another Examon or another Lordnightmon. But I feel like Kentorosmon is very good. And I want all 13 Royal Knights in the deck. So that should do it for the Royal Knights deck. If you have any question about the deck, please let it in the comments. Just press a like if you like my content, subscribe if you want to. I will not force you. And check out my other videos. They're pretty great Digimon videos on locals. I'll try making other videos about Digimon soon, because I was on a hiatus on making videos about the game. But now I'm back. So yeah, that should do it. Thank you for watching my videos, and we should see each other next time for another day profile. Thank you, take care.